Hi guys, it's Rita Freecott here from Picked and Polished, where I love to help you create beautiful things for your home on a budget. And I'm out of my normal space tonight, and I thought I still wanted to come live and share a cute little trick with you for when you're using your DIY sticky stencils cut with your cutting machine, because this is just something fun and different we can do when we're doing our lettering or making cute home decor for our home. And so let me know if you can see me if you're on tonight. My husband is the cameraman. He's giving himself a thumbs up. Because I don't have all of my, I didn't bring all my live stuff with me tonight. So I'm going to start with this cute little frame that my friend Debbie Gilbert made at the Altered Studio. We're going to have these actually at the local shop, the Altered Studio, where we carry the Dixie Belle paint. And you'll be able to purchase these soon with a stencil, a variety of different stencils that fit these cute little frames. And so tonight I'm just going to show you a quick tip. I have this simple sticky vinyl stencil made with 631 stencil vinyl and transfer tape on top, like the papery kind. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through the steps. I don't know, can you see what I'm doing with the stencil? I'm not used to having him be my cameraman, so we're gonna do this. He's watching the Cubs game, you guys, so I have to be kind of quick with this so he can get back to the game. So let me know where you guys are watching from. Let's see, any comments he can read to me, and I can try to answer questions as we're going, and if not, I'll go back and answer them when we're done. Okay, so I'm just pulling the backing off of the vinyl, and I'm dealing with the sticky side now, and I'm gonna set it down on my sign board. I'm just gonna kind of make sure it's even and pretty centered. Kind of take a look at it from a different angle. And then once I have it where I want it, then I can stick it down. And the nice thing about the sticky vinyl is before you push it down really hard, it's still removable. You can still replace, remove it and kind of mess around and fuss with where it is on your board. So once you go down to really press it down though, that's when you know you've got probably a pretty good seal, and it will be kind of difficult to pull off. So now I'm going to go ahead and just peel off the transfer tape, and I'm just putting some pressure on it. This is so easy to do, you guys.
Hey, you have some Cubs fans watching.
We have Cubs fans watching?
Sheila Whitford.
All right. So we're in New England, so we're like the oddballs around here with the Cubs. Usually everybody's a Sox fan around here, so.
That's the Red Sox.
What?
That's the
Red Sox.
Not the White Sox.
Not the White Sox. I'm learning as I go with the baseball thing. All right, so here we go. So there's my vinyl. It's ready to go. It's all sealed down. And I always tell people less is more with paint, and definitely use a dry brush. And when you're blending furniture, you have to keep your brush misted and damp. But when you're blending on something like this, you don't want to get a lot of bleed through. So I tend to do I have a few different tricks. Tonight we're going to use Dixie Belle Peony, Peacock, and Mermaid Tail. And also some of the grunge gray wax. And at the end of this video, I forgot to post the other day the winners of the, I did a live, and we were going to do a Stir Crazy show with my friend Garland, but the internet or Facebook wasn't working properly, so we weren't able to do it together, but we still have winners from that giveaway. So I will post the winners tonight of that giveaway when we were advocating for a group called the Seeds of Hope. And so I'm excited to share those winners. So Jason, don't let me forget to do that. All right, so we're going to start with I think the peony on top, and then we're going to go with the peacock and then into the mermaid tail. And I've got a few different brushes here. And then I'm going to show you how I use the grunge gray wax around the inside of the sign. Can they see what I'm working on? Okay. All right. It's hard because I'm not used to not looking at the camera, like where you guys have your comments and stuff. So I'm going to make sure my brush is dry, and I'm going to take my peony, and I'm just going to kind of tap some of the paint off and just kind of get a little bit off of my brush. I don't want to have a heavy amount of paint when I start this process, and just kind of get it going here. And I may just do like a few letters at first because I don't want it to dry when I go to blend it. And then I'm going to switch brushes and do some of the peacock. Make make sure I don't get it on this table because this is not my table. You guys know I'm a messy painter. So, and then I've got the peacock here, and I'm just gonna kind of blend, get it really, really close and kind of touch the peony. And then what I'm gonna do is just kind of take my dry brush here that doesn't have any paint on it and just kind of feather those two together a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing.
Say hi to Garland.
Hi, Garland, my friend. I can't wait until we can do another Stir Crazy show together. Actually, I just found a really cool way to do some live streaming so that if we don't always have to rely on the Facebook live stream to do it. We can still go live in Facebook, but there's a new way people are using. I saw it on Doing It with Jason tonight, this guy that I follow who does some really cool lives. So maybe that will be a better way for us to go live in the future. All kinds of new technology coming up.
Say hi,
So,
Susan.
Hi, Susan. Susan who? Which Susan?
Gepper.
Geffer. Hi, Susan. You were just on the Dixie Belle Live with me today. Awesome. All right, so now I'm just going to tap. Look how easy this is, you guys. I'm just tapping my second color on here. I'm going to get a little bit of the peacock there. Put a little bit more on my brush. I'm not overloading my brush, as you can see. And then I'm just going to go over it again with my dry brush and just kind of feather those two colors together a little bit. There we go. More peacock. Let's see. Get a little bit more here. And let me know if you guys have any questions too. I'll try to answer them as I go. Whoops. That one's a little bit funky. So, and I don't like that this one doesn't have any of the pink in it, so I'm gonna go back and just add a little bit. And that's the nice thing about blending is you can kind of play around with it until you get it to where you like it. Maybe just a tiny bit of the peony up top, and then kind of blend that together. All right, so I'm done with the peacock, and now I'm gonna go in with a mermaid tail. And I'm not gonna worry too much about having a super clean brush because I'm gonna blend those colors together anyway. But you could certainly just have a third brush for that. I actually didn't pack enough brushes, so we're just gonna tap off the paint. I'm using the mermaid tail here. I'm just gonna tap here. So this could be used in like this technique. You could do like a lot of different fun things with. I'm gonna wipe off the purpley color off of my cleaner, drier brush that I'm not using necessarily for painting before I blend these two colors together, just like that. So then it's not necessarily an ombre because ombre is usually like the same color family. These are a little bit like different. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of peacock right on the top of that dot there. Let's see.
Do you find the paint starts to dry before you finish blending?
If I were doing a big sign, I would definitely do it like letter by letter. But because this is such a tiny sign, I'm not too worried about it. And like right now I'm blending those colors a little bit right there. It's a good question. Blending those colors a little bit together. And actually I'm gonna go in with this little guy and just add a little bit of the peacock here. And a little bit more here. Just kind of, there we go. Maybe a little bit more here. So you can go back over areas that you don't like or areas that you want to add a little bit more of one color to. There's no like right or wrong way to do this, but I definitely think keeping track of what's on what brush will help you. So having at least a couple brushes handy. I probably should have had a fourth one. And then making sure when you go to clean your brushes that they're dried off pretty well, because when you're dealing with, you know, stencils and stencil vinyl, and see this is my dry brush, I'm just kind of going over and feathering the colors together, just like that. There we we go. So we'll see what happens when I pull up the sign. And then I'll just do some quick shadowing with some grunge gray wax around the edges, and that'll be pretty simple. So that's what it looks like right now. It's weird having a cameraman. Okay, although I do appreciate it, honey. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel this back. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, nice and colorful for spring. And so you see how that came out. So obviously these pieces need to be pulled. And you may have like a little bit of touch-ups to do on the edges here, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. But you can see how fun that is. It's just something a little bit different, you know? And it kind of reminds me of like watercolors, which are really popular right now. I just like that it adds a little flair to something that might otherwise be kind of plain. And then I'm just gonna go in and take my wax, my grunge gray wax, and just kind of go around the edge and give it a little bit of shadowing with one of my micro brushes, just to kind of, again, like give it a little bit of something different. And you can shadow like really heavily, you could do it lightly, it's really up to you. Depends, or none at all, you know, it really just depends on like what you like. I kind of like things with a little bit more detail, a little bit more framed out. So I tend to use wax a lot for those sort of things. You can see as I'm going along, it's just adding another little something special to the frame here. And I probably could use a cloth also, like a little soft cloth to do this if I wanted to. But if you're someone who likes super clean lines, whoops, I'll have to go over that with a baby wipe and pull that off. It's not a big deal. That's what I always tell people too, is not to get too worried, because you can always wipe off those little areas. You can, baby wipes work really good for that. You can paint over this wax and clear coat over it or under it. Here we go.
What is the surface that you stenciled on?
This is wood.
Sheila Whitford wants to know.
This is wood, but you can use these sticky vinyl stencils with the vinyl that I use on glass, metal, like any like a lot of different surfaces, cloth. And I have all my videos, my 1 through 7 videos courses will be included in my DIY Decor Makers online membership group that I'm opening on May 1st. So if you're interested in learning more about how to use your Cricut, or just if you don't even have a cutting machine and just want some fresh ideas every month for decor, along with a lot of other resources, you can click the link above, it's in the description box, and find out more about what I offer in my DIY Decor Makers group. And it's going to be invite only initially, so you have to be on the wait list to get the invitation, and for a special like a founder's price, so a founding members price, which is only $17 a month. So to get that price and to get on the wait list, you have to sign up beforehand. And I'm just really excited because every month we're going to have new fresh things happening in that group, and sharing and inspiring one another. Lots of great tips and tricks for different things, paint finishes, and anything DIY decor that you can imagine we'll be trying in that group. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so now I would probably go through over this with a little rag, although I don't have one on hand, so I'm just going to use my hand here and just kind of blend it in a little bit, and just gives it a little extra something around the frame. So see how easy that was, you guys? I'm just kind of taking your time and just picking a few colors that you really, really love. And if you're stenciling on a bigger sign with bigger letters, you want to consider, especially when you're using the Dixie Belle products, that the dry time is fast. And so you're going to want to do it maybe letter by letter or section by section so that you can still blend the paint without misting it or getting it wet, because once you do that, it'll start to bleed underneath the stencil. So I hope this was a fun, quick project for you that you might be able to try on something. You could also do this if you have like a word that you print out on a printer. You do the reverse, image, and you use the good old, pencil transfer method to hand letter your signs. You could also do blending tips, the same tips with a sign like that. It might be a little more tricky because you don't have the vinyl protecting your edges, but you could still use the same concept with something like that. So yeah, hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching tonight, you guys, and let me know if you have any questions about this tutorial. Enjoy the rest of the week. Bye.